Khayam, who was not able to join us today, and I've agreed to read it. I hope I do justice to the message. And it goes like this. I choose to say a few words about Bizhan Mosaheb in English, since his daughter is present, and my assumption is that English is her first language, and the rest of us all communicate in English as well. Loving someone is getting to know them. Life is a journey, and there is an ending point for all of us, no matter how hard we deny the reality of that. From what I know, Bizhan exercised his choice of the approximate time. I got to meet him well over 40 years ago, and truthfully, that encounter was somewhat of a shocking episode. I am certain that I would not be the sole person in this room to consider him as a thought-provoking, engaging person. His approach to newly encountered was unconventional. I considered him a provocateur in the way he approached people and politics. He had a code of conduct that was memorable, laced in a unique sense of humor. I think his interest and involvement in politics and his professional training in understanding human physiology and needs, as well as human psyche, gave him a special ability to view the world differently. A friend considered him to be influenced by Sigmund Freud. I am no expert, but I saw in him certain traits from Wilhelm Reich's thinking. He was direct and somewhat of a contrarian. A contrarian is someone who does not hesitate to make his or her opposing point of view known. And as self-assured as Bizhan was, he would do just that and move on. He was a taboo-breaking, straightforward person with a language that easily dealt with stigmatized issues and practices. In many of his writings, he had adopted a female pen name, Fatimid Sanat Kar, a practice far from the behavior of Iranian males of his generation. Maya Angelou says something to the effect that if you choose to be normal, you may lose the opportunity to be amazing. I choose to exchange the word ordinary for normal. I think Dr. Bizhan Mosaheb refused to be ordinary, but quite normal. Normal in understanding the human physical and psychological needs, the need to be free and liberated in exercising what comes natural to human beings, resisting the vast demagoguery of those who deviate from it. Hamid and I have fond memories of Bizhan. Well over 20 years ago, he was invited to Washington to speak on a serious political subject. The white shirt that he wore threw many people off, including us. He did not abide by the assigned behaviors that certain cultural practices impose. I also was a witness to his extreme realistic and effective presence in a home in Iran, which was thought to be a target for the Islamic regime's hoodlums in Tehran. A number of friends with political affiliations were present. Once the vulnerability was detected, the house, which was filled with political pamphlets and literature against the Islamic regime, became a trap. This was during the time that anyone caught would have been sentenced to nothing less than execution. Bizhan managed to diffuse the debilitating anxiety and instead got most of the people involved in cleaning the house of all documentation that could have ended up in an irreparable catastrophe. The house remained safe, crisis averted. However, it created serious insight into what was real. When I heard of Bizhan's passing, I also was told that he did not have as much political involvement in his final years. That added to my admiration for him, in that recognizing the limitations is a sign of maturity, and yet changing sides in a way that distorts the reality is not honorable. He never distorted the reality. He was a man of dignity. He will be missed.